Hello, and welcome back to another episode of 100 Coming of Age Films in 100 Days. And today we'll be going through these 5 films. And the first film this week, I Wish by Hirokazu Kore-eda. There's a kind of melancholy that lingers around the characters. To me, it felt like a layer of colors over a thick shade of dullness and grey skies. This film opens up many questions that the characters themselves are not brave enough to confront alone. The unresolved problems passed on by their parents, the protagonists were left having to confront these problems their way. Persistence and hope pushes the protagonists to seek resolution and peace for what was left for them to pick up. By doing that, it indirectly changes them inside and how they see their situation. Problems can stem and grow in any environment, and here we have one that seems beautiful on the outside but eating them up on the inside. The writing is structured in a way that you empathize with the lives of the protagonists by seeing their past and understanding what they've gone through. There is no spite, rage, or sorrow caused by the problems, but rather confusion. A confusion so heavy, the young protagonists go all the way to make a wish. And the second film this week, Our Little Sister by Hirokazu Kore-eda. What does a life mean when you leave the world, and the people around you are left to pick up the remnants and figure out how to reconcile with what's left? I adore how the director writes his characters. They don't need a lot of time to be loved by the audience. It's natural in a way that the connection feels authentic. The way they speak, express, and exert themselves all made me feel like I was part of the family. One thing this film does really well is crafting conflict from almost nothing, because a lot of that is internal. And this is the aftermath of all the external conflict before, which has now become internal. And the result of that is heavy emotional baggage. And all of that is expressed through words. But you feel how degrading and uplifting they both can be. That's what makes this film aware that it's doing a lot by doing very little. And the third film this week, The Graduate by Mike Nichols. To be young is to be free, but to be free is to be lost. That is how I felt watching the protagonist go down a path he did not plan for. That doing things at a whim without prior planning can lead you off course very quickly. Films with protagonists who makes decisions that are motivated by their emotions usually learns things the hard way, and they learn fast. He's not only led by his own emotions but external factors that change and influence the way he perceives the world. This film is strongly driven by performance and everyone delivers it. It's not short of conflict and tension. It feels like they're making their decisions for you. This film has been referenced many times for its final shot, showing how reality can put a number on you and weigh you down. That living in a fantasy constantly will only hit you harder the moment you wake up. I like how anxious this film made me feel. I had some relatability towards this and I felt worried for everyone as I empathized with how spiraling the whole situation started to become. And the fourth film this week, Happy As Lazzaro by Alice Rohrwacher. When the world you know is what the people who control you decide it to be, you are subjected to a life nothing more of an animal in a cage. It's genuinely an original idea about exploitation, capitalism, and innocence of a kind soul. The story is not short of a cold and desolate journey of the protagonist who doesn't know much about himself and the world. Though I wasn't that invested in the protagonist, which I should, is indicative that I myself am nothing but a cog in the machine called capitalism. I questioned a lot about myself and the world around me if I was worthy of this life. This film made me think about the bigger picture. It's a film simple enough to give you crumbs to follow up until you see how big the food is. It's a microcosm of what kind of world we humans have created. And the fifth film this week, Turtles Can Fly by Bahman Gobadi. There is nothing more brutal than war, an act done by humans towards humans to get ahead of each other. This film shows us the rawness and brutality of what war can do to the innocent. Those who are pure and just gets punished without reparations in this life. This is another film with many things that can be dissected and studied. One of the many things this film managed to show me is how are the things the way they are, with the reason why are things the way they are. Children are the main subject of this film. They are caught in the crossfire of war with no signs of justice at the end for them. Some die and some live. Those who do will move on learning more about the world and how insignificant they are in a world run by adults. When I say hope is a strong belief to have, it's only true because the protagonist shows that through resilience and persistence to make a change on the lives of the people around him. And that's 5 films this week. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down your thoughts. And I'll see you next week. Bye!